Dabbleverse stuff, mumbling, pineapple stuff, dabbling, controversial stuff. Now I know y'all be loving this shit right here. N-I-C-K, mumbling is right here. People in the house, put them hands in the air, cause if you don't vote, then we don't care. 1, 2, 3 times 2 to the 6, jonesing for your fix, so that dabble politics mix. So when I fudge you laugh punk, shut the fudge up and back the front up, while we fudge this track up. On your flags up, on your flags up, on your flags up, on your flags up, on your flags up. Retort in, now retort out. Hands up now, hands down. Back up, tell me what's in for the ducks now. Republicans in now, Democrats out. Guns up now, hands down. Black up, tell me what you gonna vote now. Dabbling, 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 dabbling. Keep dabbling, 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 dabbling. Come on. Keep dabbling, 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 dabbling. Keep dabbling, 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 dabbling. Yeah. Keep dabbling, 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 dabbling. Keep dabbling, 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 dabbling. You wanna mess with dabbling in politics? You can't mess with dabbling in politics. Listen, we debate it all every week Saturday night, and the YouTube thing right here. Yo, we're doing it all the time, so you better get some better views and get saved up on your dime. So we got the gang set, so don't complain yet. 24/7, never begging for a rain check. Old school dabble is blasting out the political shit. The bashing for shit, put bounce in the dabble pit. On your flags up, on your flags up, on your flags up, on your flags up, on your flags up. Retort in, now retort out. Hands up now, hands down. Back up, tell me what you gonna ducks now. Republicans in now, Democrats out. Guns up now, hands down. Black up, tell me what you gonna vote now. Dabbling, 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 dabbling. Keep dabbling, 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 dabbling. Come on. Keep dabbling, 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 dabbling. Keep dabbling, 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 dabbling. Yeah. Keep dabbling, 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 dabbling. Keep dabbling, 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 dabbling. Hey ladies, where you at? Hey fellas, where you at? And the dabblers that don't give a fuck, where you at?
Welcome to Dabbling in Politics, a special Monday night edition. I am OG Mumbling Nick. With me, as always, is Mr. Liquid Cryptid. Hello, sir.
Boy.
And right now we have a special guest, Mr. Jake Hudson. How we doing, Jake?
Doing good. Yeah, by the way, was that a special version of Roland?
You know who made me that song? The Echo
Who?
Pineapple made me that one. So yeah,
I knew
It's
I
an
knew
AI
Pineapple.
song, yeah.
yeah, it's an AI
Uh,
song.
Pine-
Yeah.
But let me introduce myself. My name is Jake. If people know me, but to the new people that don't know who I am am I am an OG of the Dabbleverse. I always say I ran so a lot. I walked so everybody can run in the Dabbleverse because
You have been around the entire time, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
Jake. Yes.
But you actually, I didn't even realize when I booked this. I didn't realize what the date was going to be. Today is 2 years ago. I lost my original channel on this date over some stupid shit. Oh,
Well, that's
sorry.
normally how they get lost. No, you can cuss. Feel free.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Hey,
but
if we
I
couldn't
can't-
cuss, then I'd be in big trouble.
Yeah.
I
We'd be
can't
fucked.
see chat. I can't see chat. I can't see chat
You can't see
Can't
the
see
chat?
because I'm running on an iPad right now. So
Oh, okay. Yeah, we got Mr. Doodle. We got Ridden Asylum, who's always here. Got a few of, yeah.
Yeah, I did share the link out. I did tell a few people I was going to be on here because one of my friends who I every night I ride with her home because she drives 45 minutes. She lives 45 minutes from her job. She works in the great city of not Syracuse, California, the capital.
Oh, Sacramento.
Sacramento.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say where she works, but she lives 40, and I ride with her 45 minutes home. She's a great person, BBB, who has 100. She has 140,000 subscribers.
Wow.
That's pretty impressive.
Jake, I don't want to dox you, but don't you live in Mississippi?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, listen. I say where
It's only
I
a 45-minute drive.
That's why.
No. I do it on the phone. I call her.
Oh, I got you,
okay.
Jake. I got you. Yeah, I was a little
Video chat.
lost on that.
Yeah, because it's going to take more than 45 minutes to get there.
Right.
But I want to ask a few questions. There's a rumor that Opie might be leaving New York.
Oh, that was gonna be a rumor about me. Jesus, thanks. You got me all scared, Jake. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I saw the clip of that.
And by the way, purple hair. By the way, purple mouth. Thanks, Base Pill for calling him Purple Mouth because Base Pill was the first person that made the purple mouth clips about.
Do you think he's trolling us with that purple mouth, Jake? You think he's doing that on purpose?
No, and Opie. And by the way, Opie promised me a shirt 2 years, a year, 2 years.
It sounds like Opie.
2 years, and now I'm like waiting on, and then I've been loyal to Opie. But here's the thing: my loyalty ends when you start like bringing up like, he doesn't want to have like the corn and the potatoes on it. By the way, there's 2 potatoes and a stick figure. Now we got a stick figure in the Dabbleverse.
Thank you. Yeah, those are by far his best shows too, with Tukey and Cardiff.
Yeah,
and of course the corn. I'll say okay. I'll say hi to corn. But yeah, what's
NY is that mean defeat? To be honest with you, he's not making. You want to hear something funny?
Yes, sir.
I checked. Playboard actually said the only person that's Carl's not making a lot of money on his. I think if I checked the Playboard,
well, he never has.
Carl's made I think Carl's the least amount super chatted. But here's the thing: he makes his money in other ways. He makes his money through his Patreon, his other stuff.
Yeah. Who are these podcasts and all his other stuff are mostly podcasts. And the video part for YouTube is just like a new thing anyway. But yeah, almost all his stuff. Well, all his stuff is for Patreon.
And by the way, I want to say that this is not the weirdest podcast I've ever been on.
What a backwards compliment. Thank you, Jake. I appreciate that.
I've been on a podcast where I was talking to an eggplant.
Oh yeah, Boney the Boner.
Yeah.
With Casey, one of Casey Day's characters.
Yeah.
Boney.
What do you think
that
of
was a weird, annoying character that I'm glad he put away.
By the way, did I tell you guys I had Ethan Ralph on my show before? Ethan Ralph.
I know. I'm very familiar. I got to the Dabbleverse through the sector.
Yeah,
I used to be a big fan of internet blood sports, and I used to watch Tonka Saw every morning, the Kumite every morning.
Yeah,
that's where Ralph came up.
So I want to say that did you hear that Dick Mackerson might not be doing shows after the Boston show?
Well, he won't be doing live shows. He'll still be doing his shows. He just won't be going out on the road anymore. No more road rages.
Why?
Because he's about to have a kid. Hey, listen, he's already told. I think somebody already told him. They're like, yeah, right. Like after a year, you're going to want to get away from that kid.
And his mom wife.
Jake, we don't do the mom wife thing on this show.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
I like Carl. I like Jenny. Yeah. No, I don't think they have kids.
I'm sorry if
It's okay, buddy. It's all
Yeah,
right.
it's all right.
It's totally fine. Just totally.
We know
fine.
where you're getting at.
Yeah, I don't get into that stuff.
Yeah, we don't
Yeah.
like to make fun of significant others around
Yeah.
here.
By
I
the
think
way,
it's kind of it's
by the
low
way,
hanging.
Yeah.
But by the way, I have Shamuli blocked. I have that guy Shamuli Buttman blocked. So I actually had to. But when you
got Shmuel Buckman blocked. What are you guys fighting about? Holy crap!
No, because of stuff. It's because Joey C has me blocked because Joey C got his him and his wife got his panties on a bunch because of stuff. Panties in a bunch. Both of them got their panties in a bunch.
I tried reading this. I don't. Who's this aimed at?
I know Nick.
I thought it was me at first, but it's not.
Nick.
Is that for you, Jake?
Can you explain how their
doxing podcasters and their families?
Oh.
I thought someone was accusing me of doxing other people, even though I've been doxed. But no, I'm not reading it that way now.
So
yeah, and I literally tell people to shut up. When
right, I know. Yeah.
Want you to know that
sorry, Jake.
I think that what they're talking about is they. Last week, one of me and Bobby Nick's mutual friends asked for Bobby Nick's number. I gave Bobby Nick's number to my friend off camera. It was not on stream. It was because Bobby Nick was talking about my friend who's actually friends with Bobo from Opie and Anthony.
Oh, Bobo is funny.
Yeah, but so what did you think about Helga's channel getting nuked?
Yeah, that was rough. Yeah, because I was close to all the, douche of the Dabbleverse, Helga, at least all of them,
I even blocked New Girl. I even blocked the New Girl.
How come? New Girl's
nice.
I
kind of like New Girl, yeah.
No, because she was part of that. She's part of that No Filter, and I really don't want to talk about No Filter. I want to talk about Bobby Nick. This is a show about this is.
No, that's fine, Jake. Yeah, I just didn't know what that chat was about. I was trying to figure it out.
OG, let me tell you something.
Tell me, brother.
I don't like going on shows because what they'll do is they will bring somebody from my past to try to attack me.
Jake, no one's coming on. All I know is Ava's coming on. She was actually just in the waiting room and then she fell off. So I think something happened, but
I think she
yeah, nobody here. That's not our deal. That's not our deal at all. We do not.
Yeah, because that's what BYB does. That's what BYB does. Oh shit. Sorry,
yeah, they try to make. They're trying to make content and make drama. That's not what we're about.
Yeah.
Now I might be doing that on my channel, but not over here on this show.
Yeah. So. Getting to did you guys see John Cena won his match at WrestleMania? He's a 17-time world champion now.
I am not a fan of wrestling.
Only because Jake, I used to be really into wrestling like in the late 80s, early 90s.
Woo!
Yeah, I believe I'm the same age as your recent interview, Adam Bush. I looked that up. Yeah.
Adam's a good guy. I love Adam, and here's the thing. In 2021, when I was first starting, I didn't know what I was doing. When I interviewed Aaron was having to throw softballs at me to try to get me to help me, and now I realize what Aaron was trying. Aaron was trying to help me more than hinder me. He was what? I'm podcasting. Sorry, hold on. Let me see what.
All right,
what's going on?
All right. Well, Jake steps away. It's perfect timing. We're gonna bring Ava on here in a second.
And we're not here to
to
hold anybody's feet to the fire.
Queen, I will. If you know more about this, let me know. I'm not into this doxing stuff. I just don't want to look like I know nothing about this. If this is what happened, I'm definitely not cool with it. I just don't want to look like I'm shanghaiing Jake on stream. So
yeah, and if he starts saying anything, we can go ahead and mute him.
Yeah, I'd be more than happy to talk about it off stream, but I actually know nothing about it.
I'm sorry about that.
That's fine.
There's Ava. We're bringing her on. All right.
It was a good break to wait for Ava.
Hi. Yep. How are y'all doing?
Damn right, we're in an asylum. That's our one motto. We don't dox. Well,
Here's the thing. Listen, I apologize if Bobby Nick's watching this, and I know he's going to be watching this because he's doing lunatic mounds right now on his channel. But how
Jake,
you
you get me in the middle of some drama I don't know anything about. What's going on with you and Bobby Nick? I don't know what's going on.
Hey,
I thought you guys were
listen.
friends. Aren't you guys friends?
We were until he got his panties in a bunch about something. But
Oh boy.
Yeah, that's why I don't really pay attention to those guys. They're just always looking to cause a fight.
What?
About what?
What
What did he get his panties in a bunch about?
Because I'm friends
Thank
with
you,
some.
Queen. Great. Ava is a great guest. All right, go on, guys.
Sorry if I'm late. It was an incident that happened with like their No Filters a show. By the way, I have the shirt on. I have the shirt to prove I was part of that show.
To prove what?
To prove that I was part of No Filter show. No Filter yeah. So wait. So I'm sorry if I'm a little nervous because
Jake.
Because here's the thing, because every time I've gone on these shows, they would bring somebody to attack me. They'll bring in Granny. They'll bring in anybody to attack me.
This is it. This is all you're getting tonight, buddy. All right? Me, Liquid, and Ava. That's all you got.
We've even had chatters like trying to attack you, and we already told them no.
I will tell you, Jake. Nick can attest to this. This is literally the first time I've ever felt nervous going on a show, and it was getting to meet you. So that's nothing but love here.
Thank you.
You're all good, buddy.
I apologize if because it's it's the I don't like surprises, and because of my autism sometimes it acts up, and Nick actually said to me, Nick was actually the first person to say, hey, if you don't feel comfortable, but I feel comfortable doing I don't feel comfortable doing like 9 people on the panel.
Yeah, I told him if like 4 was too much, we'd kind of like rotate, whatever, you know what I mean. So I just wanted to make sure he was comfortable with. Yeah.
But here's the thing. You don't have like 7, 8, 9 people on panel.
No. This is the most we've ever had.
That's what I was saying. I was like, I wonder how many people should be on our panel.
This is it. This is all it's going to be.
Like I was saying before, I try to one of the things that I do. I told you guys in the pre-show about people need to. The Dabbleverse is stuttering drop now. It's like everybody. They're talking about Anthony Cumia. They're talking about Aaron. By the way, I was part of Steel Toe before I was part of Steel Toe when they were on Twitch. I have T-shirts with the Twitch logo on it.
Jake is old.
Yeah, that was back when they were more relevant.
But now he don't. And the thing is, he has Kayla Ricada. He has Kayla blacklisted on his channel because he can't talk about her because of the
court, the trial.
Yeah, but why don't they put Ashley on the blacklist? She can't talk about her either. Ashley LaRue, the ex-wife.
Because I imagine because Kayla is specifically the interested party in the revenge porn thing.
Yeah, but do you know the reason why do you realize what happened first? The HRO got violated because Aaron kept talking about Ashley on stream. And I heard Ashley's Ashley's husband a new husband had to call Melton to say, stop talking about the kids. Don't talk about the kids.
Well, what it basically comes down to is what is going to be enforced and what is enforced. So if he's saying it, it's not getting enforced. I mean, what can we do? What can happen? I mean, I'm not one to get all up in his business. And to tell you the truth, I don't think any of this was actually that bad anyway. I mean, I've done a lot more drugs and had a lot more weird sex with people than that guy. That was a tame Monday night in my 20s.
Hey, Liquid, I made a comment. I said, I don't think Aaron's going to be drinking today because of not going to be drinking for the next 5 Cinco de Mayo because of the probation.
Nick, yeah, probably.
No, I'm talking about Aaron.
Aaron, why Aaron? I don't think
Because
he's
Aaron's
got
on
any.
probation. He's on probation for 5 years. He's on
Yeah, but
probation for 5 years.
I don't think it's any substance, is it?
No, but alcohol. That
I don't.
You can't,
I know.
You can't drink.
Yeah, Ricada is on that. I don't think. Aaron is.
I think he had to pay $50 fine. He's on 5 years probation.
Yeah, I think it's just he needs to keep his nose clean and stay out of contact with other people. I think is the terms of his probation.
But here's the thing. I hear so I spoke to someone that knows the law a little bit more than I do, and my roommate she said that won't be prison, will be county jail that Nick is going to, because people were saying she's going to prison, but you only go. They won't send you to prison for like 28 days.
No. There is a difference. Yes.
Jake, I heard you say that on your Adam interview. Actually, Ava and Liquid Cryptid told me to watch that, so I watched that at lunch today. It was great. I did have an issue with one thing you said though. Vince the lawyer is a good guy.
He is not.
He is not. I was just saying that. I was just saying that because I have stuff that I used to mod for Vince until he sold the channel.
Do you think he really sold the channel, or do you think it's another one of his? I'm pretty sure it's just another one of his little.
You can't believe. So let me say this real quick. I watched it on lunch the other day. Ava, you were actually on his show the other day. Vince, you were at the very beginning.
What? I was
yeah. He watched Vince the lawyer watched the clip of you on TSN very briefly.
Oh boy!
And this is what's gonna sound weird. I gotta figure out how I can say this. He obviously intentionally misgendered you, but I think it's the troll in Vince. I don't even think it was the transphobia in Vince. I think he was he's just such a fucking troll. He just had to deadpan do it. You know what I mean? It's like I can't believe anything he fucking says. That guy.
I've seen like a little bit of him on WATP, but he's got like that New England like straight talk delivery. So if he was misgendering me, that's great.
Yeah.
Actually, Vince was high pitch Eric's lawyer. He basically he was Stuttering John's lawyer, and then how I found I had him on the show allegedly, but what I found who helped, a lot of time, do you guys know who Obnoxious John is?
Yeah, OJ. Yep.
Oh, by the way, thank you, OJ.
Yep.
OJ actually helped me get Stuttering John, helped me get KC, helped me get Vince, and
wow.
And I do appreciate, but the thing is, it's like, it was hard, it was hard for his schedule, because he was actually the backbone of the 8-hour stream I did for my 30th birthday.
Wow, you did an 8-hour stream on your 30th birthday, Jake?
OJ or Vince?
The OJ. OJ,
yeah.
OJ
Vince is long gone in this conversation, I think.
Yeah. I don't know. I got a little lost.
I'm just gonna put it out there that I feel like there's
switched characters.
I'm not gonna know who like half of the people. I'll quietly listen when that happens.
Hey, Ava, sorry, Ava, I don't hear your AC,
Ava.
by the way. I don't hear your AC running.
Thank you. Okay. It's so hot today. My AC is
it's
so
hot, Jake. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do, buddy?
I have one. I have an AC right there. I have a little AC that
Nice.
blows cold air when I'm asleep. It nearly but the thing is, it's like I'm trying to. I'm a little nervous.
Well, Jake, don't be nervous. We're not Adam Bush.
You're the biggest deal on this show right now, so I don't know why you're nervous.
But
you and Ava are bigger than the two hosts, so don't even worry about it. Just go.
You only got 90. I got 2,500 subscribers. You got 90 some, like 90 something.
I just started, Jake. Why are you running into my face, buddy? I don't have the Opie bump yet.
Or you don't have the. Or by the way,
I told you that. I think did I tell you guys this? Jake was. No, but I'll give him too much. He was so excited to come on. I was like, Jake, do you remember who I am? He's like, of course I do, because I thought he thought I was somebody else because I'm like, this is a small show, Jake. Don't worry about it. You can
No,
relax.
well, here's the thing. But the thing is, I always get nervous because
Yeah.
because I knew you through Lisa and Helga.
Yeah.
And JJ loved to bring people on to, and JJ. Don't get me started on JJ Dabbling.
Yeah. Don't worry, buddy. I know about JJ. Don't worry.
He's a. I haven't talked to him since the whole incident happened.
Yeah.
The guy says he didn't do it, but
It's hard to believe, right, Jake? It's hard to believe he didn't do it.
But
do you know about this, Ava?
No.
Okay. So, all right, there was a WATP kind of discovered this show called The Trainwreck, and it was
that reality show. It was that reality.
Yeah, it was originally that reality show. That's right. Then
But
they changed it to The
Trainwreck.
Trainwreck. Yeah. And it was like two older trans women, Helga and Ava, and
Helga, Lisa, and
sorry, Helga and
Lisa and
Helga. And yeah, it was funny.
How dare you?
JJ, I know, I step on something over here. And this guy JJ Dabbles, he started producing it.
JJ Dabbles? Okay.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting because he's very MAGA, and it was a weird dynamic. I don't want to be a dick, but I kind of think maybe he did it for, because I don't think he did it till after WATP kind of discovered them. So it was kind of like a way to push himself.
He was making money. He was actually making money through the buy me a coffee thing. He was
yes.
But
so
sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, long story short, they ended up having a falling out, and all of a sudden their channel got porn bombed, and he was the producer with all the controls, and everyone knows he did it, but he denied it.
Yeah, he kept saying it wasn't him, like he got hacked or whatever like that.
Yeah,
but he's actually pretty savvy, so
yeah, he knew how to hack into other people, so there's just no way,
Wait, is that a bust of Beetlejuice I see in Miss
Ava?
Ava?
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh, wow.
I didn't even notice that. That's awesome.
I have a Riley Martin painting in here somewhere too.
Riley Martin was actually a good guest on Howard. Rest in peace, Riley.
Riley is one of the greatest broadcasters of all time. I love him so much. Do you ever watch the Meet the Shrink with him?
I've watched all the stuff about him that he asked for more money. The whole where they on his last show, and then Gary lost the no, it wasn't Gary that lost the tape. It was basically the staffers gave it to the wrong person to cut tape.
Oh, that Howard meltdown?
Yeah.
That's what got me hooked into the show, because I didn't really watch that show, and then YouTube autoplayed him, and that came on. I was like, "This is not what I thought this show was. This is amazing." He just berates, he yells at Scott, but then he's like tries to forgive Scott.
And also what I liked about Howard is, here's the thing. This is something I said about Howard. I think Howard turned into Don Imus.
Right.
100%.
The guy he hated. Yep.
Well, you could argue Don Imus had edge at the end of his trajectory, whereas Howard is just a tapered, like, just wall of nothingness.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
Yeah,
it's like now, but here's the thing is now it's like I would rather watch Paint Dry than watch a Howard video.
It's
newer Howard.
Significantly more interesting and has a better outcome.
It's so sad to hear those, like, because it's so hard for me to accept that I can't get through an episode of his,
I like the older ones. I like the older videos, but when the newer videos, when they're like talking about like, he one of the new things that he's making the people do is they made John Heim doesn't work there anymore. John Heim, Ronnie is now in Vegas. Ronnie's in Vegas. Shuley doesn't work there anymore.
Did you like Shuley's work on the Stern Show?
I'll be honest with you. I think Shuley did better on the Howard than he does on his own network.
Well, how so?
Really?
Because here's the thing. I'll be very honest with you. I haven't been on the Shuley network since Bob left.
Oh, so
And
you've been
Yeah,
on
Jake-
Shuli.
Yep, Jake's been on. Yep.
Dude, you have done the rounds, motherfucker.
Yeah.
I've been on
He's been
TSN, I've been
everywhere.
on MLC, I've been on Opie. Never
He's
been
right-
on
The
Anthony.
moderator for Vinny the Lawyer.
Yeah.
No, I've never been on Anthony. I've actually in 2022. This is something. My name was brought, and me and Chrissy Mayer has a little history.
Oh, you and Chrissy?
Chris, let me just say that my name was brought up in a swatting because
Oh.
That's not good.
But why don't you like Shuli? Why don't you like? Oh, go ahead.
But I want to say this: it's like I don't want people to think that I'm just. Here's the thing. I'll be very honest with you. I think that this is a good comfortable show to come on because, you know, it's like when I go on shows, people don't know who the fuck I am.
Yeah.
How's that, Jake? What do you mean? Everyone knows who you are in the Dabbleverse. I don't
everybody
believe
knows
that.
who
Harrison
you
Young
are.
didn't know who I was. Harrison Young didn't know who I was.
I don't know who
I
Harrison
can
Young
understand
is.
why he's saying that because the interview I saw that made me just be like, oh, I want to meet this guy. Was with Kevin, but like Kevin wasn't talking to. I had so many questions about Jake, and Kevin was just talking about some dumb other shit, and I was like, what about this guy right here? Like,
Well, that's the question.
you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
and by the way, Lemmy was on. I actually have an interview. You know who Little Lemmy is, right?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yep.
I had an interview with her back in 2021 when she was with makeup
Jesus,
on.
Jake. Okay. Careful, Jake.
So I feel like you've gotten into like it seems like a lot of like squabbles. Like, do you are you like do you like
I'm
to
drama
make
prone. I'm drama prone.
Drama
do you like
prone?
to make do you like making people pay for hurting you?
What?
Do you like to make people pay if they hurt you?
What the problem is like the thing is like I don't. Here's the thing. I just try to do what's right, but sometimes when doing something's right, it gets into trouble. I get in trouble with my anger because I have anger issues.
Right.
I think about I think that people don't understand when I get got to walk in again.
Jake.
Yeah.
Liquid has got the walking cam on.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah, but I want to ask this. So the whole thing, you know, I was not there for DabbleCon 1, but I was there for I was watching the Pottstown incident. Actually, Pottstown incident was May 13, 2023.
Jesus, Jake, you're like Rain Man over here with these fucking dates, dude.
I don't remember like 5
And
years
actually,
blocks.
by the way, today is actually, I didn't know this until I booked the interview, but today is the 2-year anniversary of me losing my original channel.
Yeah, it sucks, buddy.
Why'd you
Cinco
lose your
de Mayo
original
of all things.
Because I was stupid enough to give someone my login information on my StreamYard, and they started when my stream and played pornography.
Oh,
This sounds rather familiar.
Yeah, what is it with porn in the fucking Dabbleverse? No one's like creative enough to.
They streamed it.
It's because it gets your channel immediately.
There's got to
taken
be
down.
another more creative
but
way
it
than
was
just
gay
fucking
porn,
porn bombing everybody. It's fucking
By the way,
crazy.
Nothing else to really take it down.
Yeah, I guess. We're good,
Sorry.
Jake. We're good.
Phone.
So Jake, let me ask you real quick. How was were you excited when you had Adam on? I
didn't know who Adam when I booked Adam. I didn't know. I only knew him from Who Are These Podcasts.
Are you here?
I'll just take her off if she's gonna have a conversation.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, I didn't know you. I didn't know who Adam was until I watched Annie Orion. You know who Annie Orion is?
Yeah, sorry about that.
No, it's okay. I just wanted to take. I didn't want you. I took you off when you're having a conversation.
Sorry.
For your own private needs.
No, it was Ava's problem this time.
Sorry.
It was Vinny the Lawyer. He was testing. What were you saying? You were saying something about Shuli though. Like
no. I was talking about Adam.
Fair enough.
We'll get back to Shuli. We'll redirect.
I didn't know who Adam was until Annie was like, "Oh, Adam was Annie Orion. You know who that is? She's the. Sorry, don't know the pronouns. Ugh.
You're good, Jake.
Don't
You're
worry
good.
about it.
You're
Don't
good.
worry about
We
it.
all know Annie. She's everyone loves Annie.
Yeah. Sorry. By the way, if I do, dude, I don't know pronouns.
Jake, you
them.
don't ever worry about that with me.
Yeah.
At least with me, don't ever worry about that.
Yeah, because sometimes when I say the shows and stuff, it's
okay. It's okay.
It's like, but Annie was like saying, "Oh, Adam worked on Buffy."
Yep.
So I was like, "Let me check the Wikipedia," and I'm like, "Holy shit, this guy worked on a lot of good shows." Like,
Yeah, he's a legitimate. Yeah, he's a
like,
legitimate
I thought he
famous
was like
person.
a no-name. I thought he was a no-name comedian that like some other people in the Dabbleverse.
The weirdest thing, he's like, he had all those acting gigs, but if you like watch just any clip of WATP, he has one of the fastest comedic minds and an ability to use the most perfect, like, not like Jerry Seinfeld's great, but his like attention to just using the perfect words. Like Adam is one of the most brilliant, just like broadcasters, and he's like just as comedic of a mind as I think so many comedians.
He I think he got mad at me when I talked about Dan Snyder.
Oh, Dan, the whole Dan
Oh
Snyder
yeah,
thing.
that was quite hilarious actually. I laughed a lot at that part where he's going on the story about Dan Snyder and Jake is just like, that wasn't the question. Was is he professional or not?
No. What we're talking about was Kenan Thompson.
Kenan Thompson.
Oh, was it?
Because
Kenan Thompson?
Adam implied that he had this like long history with him, and then Jake very aptly was like, professional one. Hilarious.
I thought it was
called him a dolphin. He called him a dolphin.
I must have missed that part. Damn it.
Yeah,
it was like right there.
Yeah, right there.
It was featured in the. It was featured in, and then at the at the end of the day, that's what we got to do. Is we got to don't worry about the infight and let's do interviews and let's try to get if I always tell if you have a problem with me, I always have an open seat ready to go and do a show because I always welcome my haters. I welcome haters on my show because we talk it out instead of fighting it out in a ring.
So I got to fight with you to get on your show, Jake? Is that what you fucking telling me?
No. But the thing is, it's like this. I watch a lot of. You ever watched not broadcasting, but brainstorms with that. There was a show was on not public broadcasting, but the other thing where they let the people do the TV.
Oh, public access.
Public access.
Oh, public. Okay. I was thinking of yeah, I've seen public access. Yeah,
there's a guy that there was a guy Jack it was a brainstorm. It was
we don't know who he is, so you can call him whatever.
Yeah,
you want.
public access.
I can't even talk. I can't even say. Sorry, words are hard, but
all right, Jake.
By the
that
way,
stuff's usually local, so it's probably no one we would know anyway. He's probably from Mississippi.
It was in New York. It was in New York.
Was it? Okay, all right.
New York area, but also I watch a lot of. Guess who this is? They took the front guy.
Alex Jones.
Alex Jones.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah, but we found out Jake, his politics align more with Liquid Cryptid, so we might have a 2-on-2.
Oh, what do you got going on?
Without my Trump avatar ready to go.
Oh, so Jake, you're a Trumpy. What do you like about Donald Trump?
The thing is, he's a better businessman than Biden was.
Well, yeah, my dog is a better businessman than Biden was.
But he also
that's the low bar to cross.
Yeah. But
couldn't you make the argument that like the fact that Joe Biden is such a bad businessman goes to his credit? Like in all these years, he's been just an establishment hack. He hasn't made any money. Like he never cashed in on it. Like he has less than $1 million.
Yeah, but and also, Donald Trump has never fallen asleep during a speech.
Is he joking? Are you joking when you said that?
I don't think so.
Donald
I don't
Trump
know.
has never.
No, he hasn't.
Donald Trump just fell asleep during the Pope funeral. He falls asleep
that
all the
wasn't-
time.
no. If you look at the whole picture, you'll see everybody's praying. In fact, Joe Biden, if you look at the whole picture, not just the cropped out part of, you can get the whole picture. Joe Biden's just like hunched over, like I don't know if he's praying or not really trying to fall or whatever. But yeah, everybody's got.
I'm not
down
saying Joe
side.
Biden isn't a corpse that falls asleep all the time.
Well,
I
no,
think
well,
Donald
what
Trump
I'm saying
falls
is,
asleep too
Hey,
what
during
I'm saying is, if you see the whole picture, everybody's got their eyes
Hey, I
closed.
like
and
your
dead.
tattoo, by the way. I like your tattoo on your arm tattoo. Sorry.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm talking about the one on the other one, the like the feather.
Your other
Oh.
arm.
Do you know what you know who drew this? Squeaky from the Manson family drew this leaf.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Did they also tattoo it on you? Or was it
No,
just
she was in jail.
Jill, yeah. Didn't
So-
one of them get out?
So when were you in jail?
Yeah.
I've been to jail before.
Hey,
Oh, we all
are you in California?
I'm in Portland, Oregon.
Oh, Portland, Oregon.
I'm from South Carolina, but I lived in South Carolina half my life and here, and then kind of Boston and LA too. What about you?
So, I'm born and raised.
I'll give you
in
one guess. What state Jake's from?
Mississippi. Mississippi.
Are you from Mississippi?
I always say I'm from
Good
the
guess.
state. I'm
Yeah.
from the state that a former governor, a former NFL player, and a couple former wrestlers defrauded our government.
Oh wow. That's where. Let me guess.
I saw a movie about
It's with
Mississippi
Brett.
once.
It's the one with Brett Favre, right?
It
Brett
burned.
Favre, Brett Favre was one of them.
Oh shit.
And the DiBiase's.
Ted
Ted
DiBiase?
Ted
Yeah.
DiBiase got into my.
Oh, Jake, that was one of my favorite parts of the Adam interview. Just the way you worded it, you were like, "Yeah, we lost the Pope this week, and Mongo McMichael or something like
It's
that."
Steve
Like,
Mongo McMichael.
yeah, comparing they're in the same. I don't know. I know you didn't mean it that way, but it sounded like you put them in the same category.
Pope is
Cracked me
more
up.
important. The Pope is more important than Steve Mongo.
Arguable.
Like through your kind of like this celebrity that I've kind of read about catching up to prepare for this interview. Like, have you gotten laid from this?
I have never been. I'm a virgin.
Okay.
It's easier that way, Jake. Less baggage.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's like the thing is, it's been hard because, I've said on podcasts before that I really want to be I really want to have the experience of being a father, and
Yeah. When you pump off, is it like out of desire, or is it just kind of like self-soothing, like a baby with a pacifier or something like that?
I was going to go more with "Be careful what you wish for."
Will you start jacking up?
And, I mean, before you have a kid, it seems like a great idea. No, kids are great.
But the thing is, it's like I see a lot of people had kids when they were younger, and my mom and my dad had me when they were older, so I had to take care of my parents more. But but it's hard, and that's my dad was one of the reasons why I started streaming, was to try to get over his death.
Do you think that Carl from WATP is gay?
Yeah, the thing is like, have you seen the only woman I've seen? There's only one person I've seen a lot of times on that show, and no, it's not Jenny Jingles. It's Lucy Tightbox.
Uh huh.
I think
You like to hit that. You like to hit that.
I mean, who wouldn't?
Who wouldn't? But did you see the outfit she wore at DabbleCon 2? It was the DabbleCon 2 show that they did.
Pull it up, Nick.
I didn't even hear what about DabbleCon 2, Jake?
Lucy had some great.
Check out.
I was reading the chat for a second.
She wore a very her top was
Lucy
revealing.
Tightbox.
She wore a revealing top.
I
She
remember
wore some great clothes at
she
DabbleCon.
did that little skit with, was it Missy B, where
Very
like
fashionable.
the trophy came out of her. You know what? Remember that part, Jake?
Yeah. Yeah, but
Do you feel
good? So I want to. How long? By the way, this stick figure guy Do you have a channel?
I do.
Yep.
He doesn't
I haven't
answer.
really
He doesn't
posted much
answer any
to it.
questions about himself.
I haven't really posted much to it, so
Yeah.
I mean, I've been attempting to, but I'm kind of busy. So
I agree, written
I've been
Ask him what he's busy with. Jake, ask him what he's busy with.
What are you busy with?
Stuff. Also, things.
By the way, there's one of them. I gotta say, what do you guys think about Perry Caravello?
I never got. I never got. Oh, we're losing Jake. I never got Perry, buddy. Do you think he's funny? I never got the whole screaming.
Sorry about that.
It's okay, buddy.
I think he's funny.
So to be fair, I've never watched the Perry Caravello stream. I've just seen like clips, and I'm like, I don't fucking get it. The guy just starts yelling.
Have you seen the Card Narcs episode of him on it?
Nope.
On Super Happy Friends or whatever that is. Or
basically, he went to Costco and he refused to take his card back, and Card Narcs decided.
Card Narcs. I thought he said card something.
Cart Narcs. The guys who housely if you don't take your cart back.
Yeah.
What do you think about COVID-19?
COVID-19.
I like the sequel better.
Yeah. Yeah, but I gotta. Sorry, I might. I guess I got nothing to say. By the way,
okay.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. Good answer.
Look what I got.
What is that? I can barely see.
Pokemon.
Pokemon. Nice, buddy.
Yeah, I never got into it. I was
I didn't buy it.
a little after my time.
By the way, you like the Pokemon. Never mind.
Jeez, Jake's. I don't know who that was aimed at, but yeah. Right.
Hey,
when you imagine like
I dabble.
When you imagine having sex with women, do you like to imagine yourself as the more dominant one, or submissive, or do you like them to be equal partners?
To be honest with you, I do watch like this is going to get a little bit X-rated. I watch like Chatterbait. I watched Cam Soda. A lot of the stuff. Plus, I also watch X videos and other stuff. Because
like what categories though?
Some of it. Don't get offended, but one of my favorite categories was trans.
Oh, why would she get offended, Jake? I don't know why she'd get offended. It's like a compliment.
I would argue that at least 80% of the Dabbleverse secretly watches trans porn, and they're the ones that bitch about trans people the most.
I tell you, man, fucking every time a trans story comes out, it's always like the right wing breaking it. Like I didn't know who Dylan Mulvaney was until Kid Rock blew up on the fucking shoot.
Yeah. Oh, I knew who it was. It was all over my feed all the time.
That's why I think. Yeah, the right wing gets obsessed. I don't get it. I don't get it.
In
general, I'm not saying anyone's
pretty obsessed.
Yeah.
Hey, OG. How long
what up,
is
buddy?
This interview gonna be? How long is this interview gonna be?
Jeez, I don't know. I figure we could probably do an hour. You got like 10 more minutes, 12 more minutes?
We could do 12 more minutes. We could do.
All right, sounds good.
I'm drinking Powerade, by the way.
I prefer Gatorade. I think Powerade is a little too strong a flavor.
Yeah, but that's the only thing that my people that bring my groceries. That's the only thing that you get me is Powerade instead of Gatorade.
Well, I guess you got to go with what you got.
Yeah. So, do you live with your niece, Jake? Is that what it is?
I live with my niece. My niece and I own the house together.
Nice.
Okay.
See, you're a homeowner. I'm not even a fucking homeowner. That's what happens. You got 3 kids. You don't own shit. Stick with what you're doing, buddy.
Your kids get a lot of shit, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, how much is eggs? Because I've heard in California it's $12 for a dozen.
No idea.
Out here, and here in Oregon, like it's like $6 for the cheapest kind of eggs.
Yeah, in the Boston area, it was like $8.50 for a while. Now it's down to like $6. So
from what I understand, California is a special case. I think they just put through a thing where like all their eggs have to be certified cage free with like certain California certifications. So they're like having trouble even getting eggs because nobody's doing it.
Ava, we got a question for you. The gas out there in Oregon, is it fucking crazy?
It's like up 50 cents in the last week. It's been riding around like $4 a gallon.
Yeah, same out here.
Yeah. Which Donald Trump said the gas is way lower, Jake.
Yeah, Jake, what's going on?
He said it was like $1. He said it was like $1.
It's $1.98. I need to move there.
Yeah, but one of my things that I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get history to bring back some older shows like Ice Road Truckers and Big Rig Bounty Hunters. But if history doesn't want to pull the trigger, Netflix can.
Oh, yeah.
I did like Ice Road Truckers. That was wild.
Yeah, I actually know someone who ran that. I knew somebody on Big Rig Bounty Hunters who I've actually did an interview with, and I talked to him yesterday. And he said that his favorite thing that he ever did was to drive a Ferrari back to the dealership because the person took a Ferrari from rental place.
I'd never even heard of Big Rig Bounty Hunters.
It was a show like it was a show before they showed Ice Road, or they would do it before or after Ice Road. But
if you became a father and then your daughter ended up dating somebody of a different racial background, how would you feel?
Like my niece has a mixed child.
Oh, so that's fine.
I don't to be honest, I don't see color. I don't see, I don't try to be like. Here's the thing, I try to on podcasts. I try not to tell people my stance on stuff because it gets clipped out of context. Because of, hello, Doom.
Oh, come on. Give Doom a break. She's great.
It's all right, Jake. I got clipped out of context last week. I looked like I was a fucking Nazi. So I know how you feel. Don't worry.
It was hilarious.
It was pretty funny.
Yeah,
I feel like you did that, though, when you went on Kevin's show, because I feel like you accused Julie of being a child molester.
No,
The juicy stuff.
no. Here's the thing. There's a picture of Shuli hanging out with a known PDF file, Rob Feinstein.
Bob Einstein?
No, that was way back. It was like about I think 6 or 7 years ago. At
so you don't think Shuli is a child molester? You just think that
he's met people. Here's the thing. He's met people that had what Rob Feinstein did. He got Chris Hansen. Rob Feinstein, who was the owner of Ring of Honor, he was one of the founders of Ring of Honor. He was part of Ring of Honor, I think. Look, you're gonna have to help me on this.
I don't know much. All I know is that it was a guy that was in the Iron Sheik. It was in the Iron Sheik's entourage, and the Iron Sheik was coming to do a show at Sirius, and Bob asked Shuli to give him a tour, and he did, and they took a picture. And
so Shuli's not a child molester, because you did directly kind of say that.
Yeah, no. I apologize if I said that.
That's good.
If I said that,
it's always good to just not. Don't accuse anybody of anything.
I think what Rob was doing, I think Rob was making a video for the Iron Sheik. So the reason why Rob was there, Rob Feinstein does RF video. He does like a lot of the shoot interviews. If you don't get one from you shoot, you also get one from RF video. You get Rob Feinstein video, but.
I mean, there's kind of that.
Concerned about I'm sorry. I was going to say I'd be more concerned about the Iron Sheik hanging out with this guy than Julie.
There were some rumors around the Sheik, right? The Sheik, and then Eric Sims.
Yeah.
His manager that would come on the show with him.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm glad you clarified that.
And I apologize.
I think you should be nicer about Shuli. I think Shuli's
the thing
very
is
awesome.
like, I love Shuli, and the problem because I think Shuli had a problem with me because I sided with Bob because I've been on Bob's show more than I'm friends with Bob, and I think when Bob left, I think Shuli.
I don't see Shuli as that kind of person that really cares. That you're hanging out with Bob. It's not like Brennan or whatever who's like, I gave this guy money, now he's on some other show, he's sticking it to me. Like no, like Shuli isn't like that.
Yeah,
in fact,
I wouldn't
don't
worry
even
about
know
it,
if they're
Jake.
still
Stuttering
friends.
John, I owe Stutterer John $50 because I want to pay him back the super chat that he did to me.
Don't give him any money.
Jake, you don't owe Stuttering John a fucking cent. I was trying to figure that out. Did Stuttering John claim he sent you a super chat even though you're not monetized? I can't figure that out.
I was monetized for like a couple
Okay, you were
months.
monetized at the time. All right, I thought he was trying to
Yeah.
swindle you and act like he sent you a fucking super chat. He didn't send you.
What thing was? Let me tell you this. And then the thing is like, I would have to do tax paperwork, and I have not told anyone yet that I was making money. So I don't want people. That's why I don't make money on YouTube anymore. Is because there's so many people.
Yeah, and it could interfere. I'm assuming you're on some sort of benefits.
I'm on SS. I'm on SS.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and making
you.
any kind of large amount of money would impact that negatively.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry,
that makes sense.
By the way, are you in crypto?
Me? Yes. I am.
Look at him.
Are you
what?
on Doge?
What are you talking about?
Are you on Doge? Are you on
No. I'm just in Bitcoin. I only deal with stable coins.
He's got Haktua fucking coin or whatever that fucking.
Dude, I got Haktua up the ass.
Hey,
are you looking to buy some Haktua coin?
Actually, how about Trump coin, Jake? How about that? Whatever that was. That was a little con that Trump did.
How about a Stuttering John coin?
Don't give him that idea.
Yeah.
I mean, why not at this point, to tell you the truth? I mean, we got every single other meme coin. We might as well.
Actually, Jake, since we only got you for a few minutes, what was Stuttering John nice to you when you were on his show, or was he mean to you? Or
he was
on
actually really, he was on, and the thing is, he was really nice, but I think the problem is, I think sometimes is when I went on other shows, I felt like that, I feel like, this is something that I've always said. I feel like I'm the only Southern person on podcasts when I go on podcasts, because when I'm going on these Dabbleverse shows, it's a bunch of Northern people or Western people.
They're all in Minnesota for some fucking reason.
Yeah,
Minnesota and upstate New York.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, that Carmax, or
Carmax. Everybody's just calling him Carmax now since Julie started doing it.
He actually is trying to get monetized.
Do you think he is who everyone says he is?
Do
you know who he's rumored to be?
Who?
The Legend. Remember the Legend?
But
you think he's a legend?
I don't think so. But I actually don't think
he
is. But that's what I've been told that people think.
On his show, he had Ari Jane on his show the other night. Carmack.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about the super chatter. Fucking. Never mind. You're thinking.
Oh no! We're talking about the crazy drunk guy.
They go, Shuli.
Yeah, fuck you, Shuli.
Yeah, my bad. There's some new super chatter with something Carmack something.
Hey, Mumbling.
Yes, sir.
When we get done, are you gonna do that thing?
Yeah, but it's all set. You're good, pal. You're good. Yeah.
So you're gonna do the thing?
Thing.
Now, what is the thing?
Jake, can we do this again? And I'm gonna come loaded with like a glossary, so I get like some of these references.
Do you want to come on again sometime, Jake?
Yeah, the next time we could do it on my channel.
Yeah, sure.
I would be honored to come on your channel.
Ava's she's the best. Like I said, we usually talk it's part Dabbleverse, part politics, and she's great. She knows about both.
But by the way, I got one question.
Yes, sir.
Who would you put through a table, Trump or Vince McMahon?
And I guess like Trump, Elon Musk probably. Yeah.
A prop table, like a wrestling table, or like actually try to hurt.
It will be gimmicked. It will be gimmicked.
Oh, I want to gimmick it.
I don't know.
Oh, that's why you like Trump. He used to be on fucking WWF.
That's what it is.
I forgot about that.
They already did that to Trump, right?
Yeah, he's buddies with Vince. Yeah.
By the way, because we got after WrestleMania 23, the reason why we got Durag Vince on the show is because Trump shaved Vince's head.
Yeah, that's everyone. Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Everyone knew Trump's guy wasn't going to lose because Trump wasn't going to let anyone shave his comb over or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, or is he paid? Or is
He just
paid?
needs to shave it.
Yeah,
Seriously, Trump
I
needs
don't
to
know.
just shave it and grow
No,
beard.
he shouldn't. He's
I
gone
think
this far being this guy. Like,
what sucks is like I think he was that guy. He tried doing hair stuff back when it sucked. Now I think there's probably good technology, but he's fucked up his head so much he can't probably do anything with it. You know, even though he has the money. So yeah.
But he gets away with something, everything no one else could. So the whole like the tan and all that. No, like if anyone else did that, all of his supporters would make fun of him. But he just.
Oh no, we still make fun of him.
Yeah. I was gonna say, if you ever saw a regular guy looking like that and talking like that, it's like
who looks like that?
People who voted for Trump still make fun of him. We just don't think that your hair and your skin color matters for.
All right, thank you guys for letting me come on.
All right, Jake.
It was such a pleasure to meet you, Jake. I'm a huge fan, and I'd love to talk to you again soon.
Love you, Jake. Pete, we'll be in touch. Oh my god,
you guys, a lot of fun.
Yeah, Ava, you should have seen. We actually, you saw when I sent you the link. We were probably backstage with Jake for a good 10 minutes trying to start the show.
Dude,
I finally
I did not realize how much I didn't know anyone he was talking about.
Like, I didn't even know some of them. Yeah,
and he knows like not even like these who they are, but like he knows if they are starting to monetize or and like all kinds of shit. It's like
I knew most of the people he was talking about. There was a couple where
you did seem to know.
Yeah, you know more than there was like there was a good 10 minute span where Ava and I were just sitting here because I didn't know what the fuck either one of them I know who they are.
Like a lot of them I know who they are, but I'd never watched any of their show, like their content, like Bobby Nick. Like I'd never.
Who's that? Like, are these all like
shit?
Are these all like
they're
Dabbleverse people or
no? They're all like
I couldn't figure out
like BYB adjacent Dabbleverse type thing, you know, like sort of over in the corner type. Well, I guess us too. It's sort of way over in the corner, like they just kind of, you know, hate everyone side of Dabbleverse, where they're like, you know, the Dabbleverse sucks. We hate the Dabbleverse. We're just going to pick on everything in the Dabbleverse, but all they talk about is the Dabbleverse.
One of the things I really, really loved about him is that, like, I had no idea how to deal with him all the way through the end of it. Like, there's so many where it's like we started talking about politics for a second, and then in my head I was just like, do I even? And then I just kept freezing because I was just like, I don't know what to do here. And that's a great thing because so many people usually are so transparent and like, you know. And yeah, I love you, Jake.
Written aside, I don't know. I know they Wendy always jokes that Bobby's her boyfriend and boyfriend and girlfriend. I have no idea if they're actually related. not that I know of, but
Wendy.
I think Jake would know more than I. As I said, I don't really pay attention to those guys very much. Well, except for like Adam Bush, you know, taking on the Quadfather was pretty funny.
Does Jake know Wendy?
Yeah, Jake knows Wendy. I did see on X. I have no idea if this is fucking true, but Bobby Nick tweeted something to Jake. Like, I think I just remember this now. Part of their fight, I think, is Jake wanted something from Wendy or wanted Bobby to come on or something, and Bobby was doing something with Wendy, and Jake got kind of mad about it. So, Bobby's always on Wendy's show. He was always on Jake's. I mean, he seems like, I don't know the guy personally, but he seems like a good guy. You know, he's always, you know, he's not degrading or anything like that. So,
but Jake doesn't like him anymore.
They were so. That's what surprised me. They were super close. So I don't know what happened. Somebody in the chat was trying. Like I said, I'll look into it. I don't want to disregard that person because if that shit's true, I'm not down with it. But I didn't look like I was trying to sabotage Jake and bring him on and, you know, talk about something I know fucking nothing about. I have no idea what happened between all.
Yeah, I don't know anything about it either. It's kind of that whole side where they are like kind of boring.
Yeah, I didn't.
Like
and
the
show would just
people and stuff like that.
Right.
When he's just on a show and not yelling at his phone in his car.
Yeah. Were there any updates about John was saying that he now knows the identity of someone?
Oh, yeah, I haven't heard anything. I mean, everyone's guessing it's either fucking Cardiff or Penis Wrinkle.
I don't know. I think it was just Shuley that came up with Penis Wrinkle. No, I think there was somebody in his chat when they first posted that thing. Well, it's got to be Cardiff.
Yeah,
I mean,
these John and Vince the lawyer haven't figured out who Cardiff is yet.
No.
He's
Damn.
guessed.
Well,
Yeah.
I guess I should state they have, but
They're
they
always
don't
wrong.
know it.
Yeah.
No, they have. Cardiff has literally said
one of their guesses is correct.
They have.
Yeah.
One of their guesses is correct, but which one? Like at this point, it's like it's too many, and then also it's Cardiff, so maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I mean, would you trust me if you started throwing out names and I said
maybe
one was right?
maybe you're Cardiff, Liquid Cryptid.
I had that thought
well
honestly, like literally 1 minute ago. When he started talking, I was like, "Is he Cardiff?"
No, I can't even make that. I don't even.
Yeah, that's I know. I don't know how he talks. Like that. Yeah.
His voice is.
Who's classically more attractive, you or Cardiff?
All of us.
But if like just like you thought like you had a woman and she looked at you and Cardiff, who I understand that you have seen a photograph of him. Who would obviously be the more attractive one? Be honest.
All three of us.
Wow, so that means Cardiff is his answer.
No, all three of us would be more attractive than Cardiff.
Cardiff is seeming very cranky lately on Twitter.
Yeah, do you think that's a
bit?
Do you guys think that's a bit between him and Shuli?
Knows?
Yeah, I hope. I almost hope not, because I'm sick of these stupid fucking works, all the time.
It's hard for me to gauge. I always actually underestimated how much people really do care about this drama of like this person came on this person's show and all that, because I never thought about it like the way they do, where it's like this is like monetization for them. And so if it's a work, like it's a good bit because it's so realistic sounding that between them, Cardiff has this dash cam video. This is also ridiculous.
Well, but you know what's funny?
But like, it's like, you know what I mean? It's like that sounds very realistic.
Just mentioning it just sounds stupid on its face,
After after my work day to come here and then just have that conversation and then like start talking about the dash cam video.
Yeah, we're talking about there's a guy who has a
serious day at work,
and he's upset about a guy who used to be on the Howard Stern show, and he got a clip. He did the FOIA and got a thing of Stuttering John. Remember Stuttering John from the Howard Stern show? Yeah, he's a huge douche now. And so we got a thing from him, and the potato is now upset at the Jewish guy because the Jewish guy used his clip without.
This like Dabbleverse shit is so weird. Like I have like a world of like friends that like know me from my band and things like that, and zero of them have understood and like really latched on. They would be excited. It's like, oh, Ava's like on a show and like talking, and they understand that part of it. But they just cannot even begin to process like what is going on ever. Like zero of them now get it. Like,
well, good for them, as should be the case. I often wonder what the fuck I'm doing being involved.
This part of it is like, no, you don't understand. This is funny. You don't have to have seen this show, the Stern show. But
yeah, it's just a stupid soap opera. It's
so
the same as anything else, So some people watch soap opera, some people watch sports, some people watch video games. I watch retards on the internet.
Dude, it was so crazy doing prep, like as much as I could last night before I went to bed for this, because like I never saw Jake before, and then I started looking him up, and it was like he was on Opie. And he was just it's like I couldn't watch all of his appearances, but it didn't help me. Like I don't know.
Or he's like Cardiff and Tukey on Opie were great.
Cardiff and Tukey on Opie were great. Oh yeah, when they went on, yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, like Opie really.
I only brought that up because I wasn't really paying attention. I thought that's what you were talking about.
I was talking about Jake.
Jake's been on everything. Yeah,
like
Jake's
I'd
been
never
on fucking
seen
everything.
I never saw him until he just did that thing last week, and I was just like, "Who is this fucking guy?" And I got obsessed. And even Nick was like, "Oh, you'll get bored with it." And I was like, "What?" And then what I was saying is last night I actually saw how long he's been doing.
Jake is hi Jake, if you're still watching.
None of this is an insult to Jake. Like,
no.
Jake is
he goes on too many shows with too many people where they just don't like let him riff and stuff like that. That's why like the Adam Bush interview was so good because Adam, just let Jake riff,
Right.
just go, but then doesn't have 9 other people, trying to get their voice in.
I feel like kindred spirits with Adam, and I didn't know about the Jake thing, and it was so great to find out when we when we said we're gonna do this interview that Adam went on there and did that exact thing, which is what anyone should do with somebody as interesting as Jake. Like, is not to, that's what was so weird about the Kevin thing. Kevin was like looking at the super chats and doing whatever weird thing he does lately.
Far too many of these people, they exploit Jake, and that's, none of us wanted to do anything like that. Just let Jake fucking riff, let him fucking talk.
They're the ones getting exploited. Like, Jake is just keeping it real, and they're the ones that, you know what I mean? When he goes on a show like
sometimes
that,
they try and get Jake to do certain things or whatever,
or say stupid stuff, and various other things. So it's just a lot of it's a little bit cringe.
But I hope he's funny anyway. Just let him talk. No. You were asking, like, he was answering the questions, seemed pretty comfortable. That's the least walking around I've ever seen Jake do. He did it a few times, but usually he does.
He kept stopping whenever I started doing it.
So I think he usually does that when he's nervous. So I don't think obviously he was nervous at certain points, but I don't think he was as nervous as,
I feel like I was definitely way more nervous than him throughout that whole thing.
Well, you should be.
Exactly. That's right. That's right.
As I'd say, we should all be way more nervous talking to Jake than Jake talking to us.
Well, it was funny.
I don't get nervous like that, but yeah.
When Ava brought this up,
why would you when you have a animated avatar?
Oh, even in real life, I don't get nervous talking to people like that. Like I.
What do you mean by people?
I hang out and have beers with the head of my multi-billion-dollar company, So it's like
Elon
hanging out with huge important people or whatever doesn't bother me. I've hung out with huger and more important.
That's a joke, right?
No.
So your claim is that you surround yourself with executive type, like powerful people.
Well, no, it's just I'm fun to be around, so they kind of hang out with me.
Do you have a dog?
I do not.
Do you have a cat?
I have 5.
You have 5 cats.
I can't tell if he's playing or not.
I have like 30 million questions
because 5 is like it's a large number, but it's not exorbitant. Where it's like I know people with 5 cats, so it's like I can't figure out if he's just playing or not. Yeah.
This Dabbleverse is centered around like just the legend of Stern, and one of the most beautiful things he gave us was this filter of preventing people from not being real and only having fights be real, and just stopping it the second it wasn't. How do you feel as a guy that will not do that on any level that's participating in this?
I don't think I understand the question.
I guess like you don't answer any direct questions except the cat one.
Oh, I do answer direct questions. I just don't give the answer you like.
So you are being honest.
I guess.
No, not at all. I'm absolutely not.
What kind of car do you drive?
A white one.
How convenient.
Yeah, you can't trust the black ones.
No. Did you vote for Barack Obama?
I did not. Honestly, I vote for libertarian generally.
Oh, that's what it is. I knew you were a libertarian.
I am not libertarian. I am not at all libertarian. It's just that
you are a libertarian. You're like a gamer.
They have the best shot at becoming a third party. So I want to try to get them in as a third party, as as a disruptor to the other 2 parties.
Do you realize? Are we allowed to just keep talking, or do you want me to shut up?
Yeah, sure, no. We should roll in the little politics here while we're here. We started it. No, you can keep saying.
Do you actually believe that out of all types of third parties, that the Libertarian Party would be the one that the American people would go to first?
Oh no, absolutely not. They just have the most. They just have the most following, the most votes, and the most backing right now, and they're the closest to actually getting in as a third party, as getting a seat at the table.
So you're saying, yes.
If it was the Green Party, I'd vote for them. If it was, any other third party, I'd vote for them. But they're the only ones that are actually close to being able to get a seat at the table. and
I think we
basically throwing a wrench in there.
do we have this talk like our first ever dabbling? I think this came up like one of our early dabbling.
I think I was really
politics.
drunk
Yeah.
the first time we did it.
Yeah.
What do you think about Dave Rubin?
Ugh,
I don't.
that's what I think.
Okay.
Hey, did you see that Anna Kasparian's on some fucking all woman show there? What the fuck it's called?
You know what? Like, you know, all I do is just shit on them. And
yeah.
that Lou, what's her name?
Oh, the Asian woman on the show.
They had her on TYT like a few months ago, and I was like stunned that they would, even in this like thing where all I do is like have critiques from them at this point. I was actually stunned that they had her on their show, because when she started talking, it was like, this is like a borderline personality disorder, just like it's just a hack. This is just a pile of BPD hackness, and she's on a show like this fake conservative. Also, one of the most reprehensive people in the universe is Jillian Michaels. Too.
I knew you were gonna go
to her. I cannot fucking stand her. Have you ever seen like her Piers Morgan appearances? Like no, she always tries to do just like, oh, I don't really know anything about politics. And then if somebody says like anything, like she just like has these like, she is sick in the head. You can say I'm sick in the head, but if she is too.
Yeah, look at Cryptid there. I forget the guy's name. I know he's on he has his own podcast, but he put together his own YouTube or internet version of The View. He's got like 4 women from blah blah blah.
Just four cunts.
Yeah.
It's so like, just like The View.
Yeah, and you got Anna Kasparian from TYT and what's her face from what was she on? The Biggest Loser? That lady.
One of them was from one of those. Yeah, this is like. No, I don't want to sound stupid. Wait, I already sound stupid. No, like they these are they're TERFs.
Yeah, I know what a TERF is.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's like I feel like there's, not to talk about trans stuff because I don't know if anyone wants to hear that, but like there's like just this world of like, you know, like obviously like reasonable questions about trans people, but there's this like subsect of very gross fat men that just shit on trans people all the time, and then TERFs that are all coincidentally on that panel that Anna was just on. There's just these gross women that just aren't hot, and they're just like aging, and they just like are taking it out on trans women, and they're like empowered in it in shows like that. And I don't trust their, you know, none of them have children, but they keep talking about like children in terms of trans things, and it's just coincidental that they're just these cunt, like, you know, older, like aging, gross women that are kind of losing their swagger. I'm sorry. There's a better way to articulate it if I went for it.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about.
You know what I'm saying?
And
it's like, they're
a general problem across the board. These bitter, aging women that are now, you know, can't have kids and never had kids, and now can't, you know, find a man or woman or whatever they want because they're a bitter old hag. And so, you know, they take it out on everybody else.
Can you understand like how that's like frustrating that they do that at trans people right now? Like,
not really, because, you know, since I'm not
you
trans,
agree with them. Yeah. What?
Well, no. Yeah. Oh, I mean, I agree with them.
No, but do you feel like you get to it from the same place as them? Is what I'm trying to say.
No,
that's my point.
As far as trans go, I don't. You do. I mean, do you have a problem with me? I don't have a problem with you.
Me or you?
Yeah.
No, I love you.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm saying everybody does.
I don't think so.
I was hurt the second time she ever wanted to come on. She wanted to talk to you. She didn't want to talk to me.
I just wanted to yell at you. Well, I like talking. I don't like. I'm joking. I don't like talking. Well, I love actually talking to Nick too, but I don't like talking with people I agree with about everything.
Yeah, that's what it's a different dynamic. Like it's fun, you know. You go at it, and then you and I just kind of bond over the same fucking shit that we watch.
We have other little pockets of like bitching about Elizabeth Warren that we can do, but
right.
I love talking to. Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's sort of the entire, you know, idea of this show is that neither one of us really want to talk to anybody we agree with, because what's the point of that?
Yeah, that's what Stuttering John fucking did on his stupid show, and it was awful. Those 3 fucking idiots.
And that's what my friends try to say to me. They're like, "Oh, you should do like a politics show like that." And for me, like, I wouldn't do it unless I could find people that disagreed with me, because it's just, you know, who the fuck wants to hear some trans person in Portland just spout off I mean, I'll shit on the Democratic Party, and that's fun. But you know, there's people that already occupy that lane. I love this little dabble lane that you guys have created.
Well, also you want somebody who is, you know, as reasonably into, I guess, politics or whatever, or reasonably studied as you are as well, because you know you don't need somebody walking all over, and you also don't want to walk all over anybody. So
right, yeah.
The thing
which is why we get along so well.
Absolutely. The one thing I can't with you is, am I allowed to say this?
Yes, I don't know
whatever it is. Sure.
Yeah,
I don't look.
Have you not learned that you cannot offend me yet?
Whenever I do anything, I don't look at it like a live stream, so I don't know if that's bothering your viewers or anything. So just tell me if
we're good. We're in asylum. Are you bothered? He's our #1 viewer. He's good.
Okay. It's the idea that you voted for Trump the second time. Like, to me, like, I will go to bat for people that voted for Trump the first time, but you didn't vote for him the first time. No. You saw what happened, and then you voted for him the second time, and that makes me like question your judgment.
Okay.
Very cool.
I mean, it's just confounding to me. Did you see the Kristen Welker interview he just did?
He actually did a pretty good job in his.
Are you out of your mind? What are you fucking talking about?
And also think about it. What was
put on a clip?
And also think about what was the choice. I mean, Trump or Kamala, and at least Trump, you know, has done something and been there. And I liked what Trump did.
I am against this, but I recognize this, like, as like a total leftist. But I do recognize that because of the way America has behaved and the universe around it that has to depend on it, because America made it be a part of this network, then when you make assessments about a president of the United States, Kamala Harris did so many things that offended me. It killed me to like try to get people to vote for her. But like, just on principle levels, like things about like Palestine and things like that, like her, they're so offensive to me. Yet you have to respect that we have a responsibility to at least maintain a certain level of order, just because of the terms we've dictated to the world around us. And when you have a man like him that literally everyone just plays these games, like, is he playing 4D chess? Did he actually know that? You don't, and I always defer to he doesn't know. It doesn't matter. That cannot speak clearly about what he actually thinks or does on a whim, crashes stock markets, even before he became president. He is an imbecile. Like, he literally, you know that he does not know what he's talking about and just talks out of his ass. And that affects, you know, not to get like dark about it, but that really does affect like pain and suffering around the world. And the idea that you would look at him this second time, and as much as, and I probably have just as many problems about Kamala Harris as you do, like, maybe, but like, how the hell, like, how do you rationalize that and take yourself seriously, unless you just are like an anarcho-capitalist, like in the vein of like Elon Musk, you know, like, which even then it's like you can't trust him to do anything, and you don't know what he's gonna do, because he literally says he's gonna do something, then doesn't do it, and then says he never said he was gonna do it every day. Your turn.
Thank you. I was just letting you vent. You said it seemed cathartic.
I don't need that. No, I'm legitimately curious. Like, what? Like, let me get it down to one sentence. He says he's going to do something that even his base likes. The next day, he denies that he said that and then does the opposite. All the time. Therefore, you don't actually know what is going to happen or what he's going to do. How do you assess a candidate and say that's the guy I want in charge for the next 4 years?
Are you talking about Trump or Musk?
Trump.
Okay. Because there at the end of the first rant, you threw in Musk, and you were saying he was.
I was saying that unless you're an anarcho-capitalist, in which case this would actually kind of make sense, because you just actually have a completely different philosophy about what the U.S. government should be, and turn, you know, like, we can talk about anarcho-capitalism all night, which you probably like as a libertarian, but unless you're that, then how do you?
Now, when you say anarcho-capitalist, you mean like basically no unregulated free market, right?
Yeah, like that Peter.
No,
World of,
I don't agree with that. I agree with less regulation.
Right, and so I understand that.
Um,
So then back to the last question I asked, which is just, you don't know what he's actually going to do or what he's going to say. He honestly passed some of the most like socialist policies during COVID. Like he could just go far left if he just feels like it, based on if a black person yelled at him or whatever happened that day on TV. You have to admit that's the case. So knowing that you don't actually know what's going to happen, and it could all fall apart because you're depending on him to be stable, how do you vote for him the second time?
I'm not depending on him to be stable, and he's doing exactly what I voted for him to do: kick out the illegals, and the stock market's back up, by the way, and also create fairness in our foreign trade.
What? But he which version of that? Like 3 weeks ago when he has 125 tariff, or now what everybody in Wall Street is saying is like he's not even going to do the 10%. Which one? Because he did both.
Yeah, as he does them, he sees which way the wind blows and then changes depending on how it's working. I don't know anything about tariffs. All I know is that we have uncertain.
He doesn't either.
He knows more than I do, and he has people around him who actually know anything about it.
He just learned what a tariff was after the bond.
No, he didn't, because he put a bunch of tariffs on when he was first in office. In fact, Joe Biden kept them all.
He didn't know the difference between trade deficits and tariffs, like literally until the bond market like was starting to crash. And you can watch his language, because up until that happened, he literally, whenever he would talk, remember that chart he held up? Let's talk about that chart he held up.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, you did.
How convenient, you fucking cocksucker.
I got a quick question. All right, thank you, Jake. How do you feel about this whole fucking locking up judges situation that I forgot to bring up last night?
All
jeez. You dude, what he said he's all for it. He's all for it. Locking up the judges.
Hey, if a judge is going to break the law, they got to go to jail.
ICE isn't supposed to be going into these
But what if one of those judges greenlit like a complete student loan erasure and universal health care, like without Congress? Would that be okay?
Well, no, obviously not.
Okay.
So I had a situation over the weekend. I actually have a little story. It may help you.
I don't understand the point you're getting at.
Would you think that they're out of bounds for doing that?
Yes.
Do you think that? So they should go to jail?
Correct.
Okay.
Well, it wouldn't go through because they don't have that kind of authority. So, but if you're going to hide illegal aliens, then yeah, you should probably go to jail, because that is illegal. And it always has been.
What did you do to earn your American citizenship?
I was born here.
Oh, okay.
Listen, it's a matter of resources. That's why we have immigration. That's why every country has immigration and ways to get through. Now, is our immigration is our immigration policy good? No, it's terrible. It fucking sucks. I know a lot of people who immigrated here who don't like it because we have this retarded lottery system. It's just basically you apply and then maybe you get in, maybe you won't.
Right.
It's dumb, and it's supposed to be about fairness, but it isn't. But most countries do a point system where if you have a job or you're a certain age or this, that, and the other thing is you can get in. And I think that is actually more fair. But that being said, nobody who's here illegally would have probably got in under a point system. However, I mean, a few of them probably would have, especially those who overstayed their student visas and whatnot. But anybody who wants to come in and work can do it with a work visa. They can get their work visa. They can come in and they can do, the jobs that Americans don't want to do. They can do their little slave labor, and then they can, send their money home, and then they can go home at the end of the day.
What do you think of that golden visa, or whatever the fuck you called it, where you can buy your citizenship?
I almost just asked him that, and I was like, "Don't bother me." Go ahead.
Honestly,
I'm actually
whatever. If you got $5 million to buy that thing, then you're probably could have just got their citizenship without it.
No, wait, explore that. So you're basically saying, well, there's this underlying system that's extrajudicial, which is like, hey, I got $5 million, let me get this and bribe your way in. That's fine. Okay.
No, but that's the way it is.
So I landscape for a guy. We have these discussions because I love the guy. I've known him over 20 years. We went to each other's weddings now and all this shit. But he's more MAGA. Obviously, I'm more of the Bernie bro type. And we would have these discussions in the truck over the years, and I'd be like trying to tell him, like trying to explain, the old economic populist thing. Like, pretty much saying the CEOs are keeping too much money, the corporations are bribing the politicians, they got to pay people more, so the cost of living's going up. And he'd always be like, well, if they pay people more, then the products are going to cost more, and then we can't blah blah blah. I swear to God, this weekend he fucking said the exact same shit that I was saying, but because Trump's president, now he believes it. He's like, nah, these tariffs, they're gonna see they're gonna make the companies pay their employees more because they got to take less of the pie. They got to pay their employees more. I'm like,
but does that upset you?
That has nothing to do with tariffs.
He doesn't know what he. Yeah, he does. Well, basically, he's saying he thinks it's going to.
Now we're parsing tariffs. Sorry.
No, I'm just saying.
That specific. I know enough that has nothing to do with tariffs.
His theory was
Trump is telling.
Go ahead. I'm just going to say his theory was it was going to force companies to bring manufacturing jobs back to America, which would force them to pay people more money and blah blah blah.
Trump is not explaining to his voters that.
But that has been happening.
No,
it hasn't.
Yes, it has.
Do you know?
Many companies are leaving China and going to either trade partners like Apple, who's going to India, or TMC is.
Is that in America?
No, it's a Chinese company that makes processors are making plants here in the United States. Of course, that was from the CHIPS Act. But
yeah. What about steel and aluminum? Like, the concept of liquidity, like small businesses here, like you can't. I'm not even necessarily against tariffs.
How do you feel about the lockdowns?
The COVID lockdowns?
Yeah. Be careful because you just brought up how much you care about small businesses.
Yeah, but they all got those PPO loans.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, they did. My father owns a small. My dad does a small manufacturing.
Some of them did, but a lot of them never came back. So
Tom Brady got one.
Yep, like all of these Trump people exploited them. By the way.
Yeah.
But,
no, all these people exploited them. Too many.
Well, I could talk to you separately about. If you want to talk about COVID, and you want to talk about COVID in that conjunction specifically?
My point is if you're going to go on about material costs of small businesses, then I was just asking if you've had a if your opinion about small business has always been
this is what I actually brought up to you a few minutes ago when I was talking about Trump, is that he passed some of the most socialist policies during COVID. Is that I do actually feel that.
Yeah, I think he did that. I think he handled that all wrong.
Okay.
He should have never even had lockdowns. They should have never. The Project Warp Speed should have never happened. He should have never fast tracked the vaccine. There should have never been lockdowns. They should have never had the PPP loans. And really should have never given out any and should have never given out the stimulus stuff, because there should have never been lockdowns in the first place. And the stimulus is the reason why we had the inflation at first.
Dude, no, that's corporate gouging. Come on.
Yeah, they gave trillions Dude, they gave trillions of dollars to fucking Wall Street. Like the billionaires doubled their money while companies were closed. Because
do you really believe that this inflation is because of that stimulus? Because I would love to pull up the data.
Yeah, how come they weren't doing the corporate gouging before
They've always been doing corporate gouging since I've been alive.
Yeah, but not to this extent. And everyone, all of them.
You can zoom out to answer this question. If you're a corporation, and there's a steady market value on basic goods, and you have an anomaly like COVID that happens, and you start to see supply shortages and people running for like grabbing for toilet paper and things like that, aren't you going to be like, hey, I could probably just raise my prices? It's that simple.
Actually, it isn't. That's not the way it works. You could literally,
it kind of is
any of these companies could have literally just easily priced out their competition out of every market if that was the case.
You mean like the Walmart
if everybody is raising their prices like that, if everybody was raising their prices like that, and you're the one that said, oh, we're just going to keep our prices the same, well, yeah, you're going to end up pricing everybody else out of the market, and you're going to corner that market. That's why what you're saying is absolutely ridiculous. And they didn't they didn't all get together to price gouge. The mom and pop,
they don't have to all get together.
The mom and pop down the street didn't decide, cost or the Albertsons or whatever, just your grocery store.
I want everyone
went up 8%, so we're going to increase our prices 8%.
I want everyone here to note what you just said, because right now Walmart is doing that. And Amazon is doing that. Despite the tariffs, they're all shooting their prices lower to combat that. And I'm going to predict that that's not how this is all going to work out, that they're going to be any more of the winners than they were. Partially because Trump isn't going to follow through with any of this anyway. But second, that idea, which is a good, response to what I said, it doesn't actually play out. And the bottom line is that all of these corporations weren't getting together and talking about raising prices. They were just acknowledging the market and realizing that they can add $1 to like a 12-pack of beer, or add $1 to this, add $1 to pickles. Like the pickles price doubled during COVID, and for no reason. And then it just stayed there, and they got away with it. And the idea that you blame this on stimulus for the people that lost their jobs separately, if I can separate the COVID thing, because
well, no, the inflation did start because of the stimulus.
What was that?
The inflation was caused by the stimulus.
That is just such bullshit.
Yeah, dude,
let's look at the data on that.
Go ahead. I mean, it was. It's a matter of fact. In fact, I even planned for it. I planned my investments around it. I knew it was coming.
I know. I'm sure you did. Did you know?
I did.
Do you know how many leaked conversations from CEOs at board meetings there are where they literally just explain that's what they were doing?
Don't doubt that there are some that actually did raise the prices.
So now
more.
some are doing that. Okay.
I don't doubt you can have an example of everything. That's sort of like the thing I go on is when I say everyone or none or all, you can always have an example. There's always an outlying example. So
you don't see
I'm sure
there are
leaked examples. I mean, there are leaked examples of hospitals transferring over to TransCare because they get more money out of it.
Yeah, that's totally true.
Well, yeah. So, but do I think it's every hospital? No.
I mean, well, any insurance company and any medical provider is going to jump on the train.
Oh, they're already scumbags anyway.
Yeah, it's just money. It's money. You like that system. That's the system you want.
It works good for me.
Well, people like me get hormones because of it.
That's fine. I don't give a shit.
Cool.
You keep seeming to think I care.
I wanted to separate the small business liquidity issue with tariffs, because I do think that's its own separate conversation. I do think that it's fair to criticize the lockdowns the way you did, though.
Oh yeah, I thought it was absolutely terrible. It was ridiculous. Had absolutely no basis in any kind of anything you could. In fact, if you looked up any of that, I was doing actually a lot of vaccine research previous to COVID, because there was a lot of anti-vaxxers going around, especially in Hollywood. Pre-COVID, they were out there, yelling and screaming about the harm vaccines was causing, and then
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden they got the marching orders that no, vaccines are good, so they changed all their minds.
I think the ones in Hollywood that were doing that then kind of kept doing it during that.
Oh, but I'm a big believer,
which is fine.
I'm a big believer in vaccines. I always have been. Not in the mRNA one that's untested and doing God knows what.
I agree with that, and I think that I have the humility to not really ever dive into this. I'm telling you my personal gut feelings, but I also like, what the fuck do I know about mRNA research?
Yeah, all I know is that
it's like public health.
even our
level,
traditional our
In
traditional
my head, it's
vaccines
like
went
this is
through.
this is weird that
Yeah,
they developed
yeah,
it, but I
right.
also don't know anything about.
Well, when I first saw the technology,
microbiology.
yeah, when I first saw the technology, I was extremely excited about it. I was like, "Holy shit, this could be the cure for the common cold." And then it's like, "Well, okay, we're at least releasing it in 6 months." I said, "Well, a typical vaccine takes like a decade."
Can we talk about the? This is less exciting, but with the tariffs, it's if you wanted to implement a tariff plan, I would actually be for that on
Actually, what would be
on a
nice
couple of different levels for manufacturing. My argument was that for small businesses, in order to do that, it has to be a comprehensive plan that helps manage the transition because of things like liquidity. And we can say that with COVID, that fucked them small businesses too. I'm not claiming that I was like for the lockdowns back then. So right now, there's an irresponsible tariff regime and uncertainty in the market that has created a short sell market, which a lot of people are. When you talk about people are making money in stocks, it's because it's just literally all the way down to the gutter of gambling now of short selling.
what?
But
I just looked. Stocks are back up above before where they started going down.
but they can go down again tomorrow because the president.
Yeah, but that's the stock market. It can go down again tomorrow at any point for any reason.
Then why did you make that point a few minutes ago?
What point?
You're like, stock market's good.
Back up.
It is. That's what I'm saying.
If it just goes up and down, then what was the point of that?
Just
whatever.
because being you're blaming it on tariffs and yeah, okay, it did have a lot to do with that.
No, I'm not. That's my point. I'm not blaming it on tariffs. I'm blaming it on a leader that doesn't understand how tariffs works and has impulsively just lashed out at countries.
Let me finish this point. He's had to deal with them his whole life. How does he?
Do you really believe that he was a good businessman?
No.
Well, out of 300 businesses, only 6 failed.
Which ones? He more puts his name on shit than fucking even.
Well, yeah, eventually, he doesn't put his name on stuff.
Okay, well,
eventually he started.
That's an interesting concession there.
Dude,
no, why was that? Why did he start doing that?
I don't know. Probably because it's too much of a pain in the ass to go overseas
to run a business. To run a business. Yeah.
Shit, if I could license my name,
pay your bills.
If I could license my name to throw on a building for several $1 billion, I'd fucking do it too.
Doesn't that MS13?
You see how you're ducking and weaving all over the place in this conversation? Like it's really kind of shows. I expect more out of you. You're bobbing it. Like literally, you are literally a fucking chameleon right now. I love you though, but you really are.
What I think.
But
that
you're even. This is what I'm talking about. Is you guys have to like. People that want to defend Trump right now, you have to do this. You have like literally gone all over the place.
I don't have to do
by
anything.
Me asking you this, because the big question is like, how can you support this if you don't know what this is? Because it will just change again the next day, and then he'll say something completely different. How is that something you support?
And are you the expert to tell me what it is?
I'm the expert to say that we don't know what it is because this man has no like. He's not
basically what
he's like has no.
What I'm getting at is what you're saying is incorrect.
My original point was that as much as I hated Kamala Harris, is that when you're presented with those two choices and what the responsibility of the United States is in a global economy that the United States has created to be that way, let's be honest, that you have a loose cannon that doesn't understand the consequences of his behavior and action and impulsively talks out of his ass and lies all the time in ways that are just elementary and beyond being a leader. And that's my point, is that even someone like me would have to suck up and felt like you can't vote for him in that situation.
Is wildly untrue.
Okay, fair enough.
He does know what he's doing.
He doesn't, but okay.
Yes, he does.
Nick, can you help me here? Or is this just
dude the MS13 tattoo? He doesn't know what he's doing.
Okay, yeah, but everybody got caught by that.
Here, I'm gonna be liquid cryptid. Okay, do the MS13 thing. I'm gonna bullshit like he does. Give it to me. Make the MS13 argument.
Literally days before or a week before Trump got caught with it. Like a bunch of people on the left got caught up by it too.
No, stick to the original question about the MS-13 in the
Oh,
interview.
he was dumb. I can't believe I was upset by it, and it fucking I was face palming all the way through my head while watching it, and he wouldn't let the fuck go.
So
Yeah,
you,
we
talked
that,
about
but
this
this is what
yesterday.
this is what I'm talking about. This man doesn't actually understand that MS-13 isn't on the print to the point where he wanted to show the other guy the picture. And if you look at the photograph, it's like not. It's just
So he's not an expert with photo recognition
okay,
or
all right.
fucking gang
See,
There's no
symbols or
point in this
whatever. So
anymore.
what? Neither
Yeah.
am I, or neither are you.
I think I stick
No,
up
this
for you
isn't
more than
about
most
being-
probably,
a
but-
president can't be all things. Can't be all
that's
things all the time. A president can't be all
No,
things
you
all
can
the
be an
time.
adult that like talks about reality. This isn't about the nuances of the MS-13 thing. This is about a man saying, this man has MS-13 on his knuckles. I saw the picture, and going on national television and staring this person
Because
down, and then not letting it go and bring up later. And this to me was so beautifully telling about
I know
him.
what you're gonna
It's
say.
later,
Yeah.
it's later when he's just like, it's like, why can't you just say yes and then we'll move on to that?
But-
Like that says it all, and it's so
Yeah.
bizarre to me that people don't see through that.
And what does that have to do with knowledge of his financial of the financial markets?
That was
And,
just
international
you
finance.
just moved the goalpost. Like you didn't respond to what I said.
No, you literally said as an example of how stupid he is and how he
I
doesn't
never
know
said-
what he's doing.
I
Here's
didn't. I'm
the
being
thing.
careful. I'm being careful. with what I call
You
it.
brought it
I'm-
up as an example of he doesn't
Alright,
know what he's doing.
I'll say it.
No,
I'm
no,
not
no,
gonna
no,
be careful,
no, no, no.
dude. Trump is
No, no,
fucking
that's
retarded.
not
I don't understand. He's
That's-
fucking dumb.
I know, but you have to talk to
Dude, I
people
wish
like,
I was as dumb
like they're
as him.
babies and not say that. No, like I'm saying, I'm talking about a president that is looking at that will look at a photograph like that and not understand what reality is. That's my point. I didn't say you're stupid. So respond
Dude, he
to
is
that.
an old man. What do you want? In fact, I was
Listen to
relatively
this
shocked
guy
by it.
right now, Nick.
I was actually shocked by it, to tell you the truth.
Yeah. I'm
How
sure
could you be
yeah.
shocked by it? How would you be shocked? Well, I wasn't shocked by it. I was just like, there's another one. Like, how are you shocked by that? Do you really think his advisors are telling him the truth and that he pursues that and is beyond his advisors?
No, that's
Do you
what's
think
very eye-opening. Yeah, that nobody told him, "Hey, sir,"
It's so
or
obvious-
couldn't tell him that that's Photoshop because he wouldn't listen. One of the
And
two. I
that's,
don't
and
know.
that's the underlying
Or he
point
didn't tell anybody. He didn't realize it was, or he thought it was real until he got on that interview. Or
What
he
do
just
you
never
think? Which
brought
one?
it up.
What do you think it is? Do you think it's that he looked at that photograph and determined that himself, or do you think that Stephen Miller told him that that's what it said on his hands?
I fucking hate Stephen Miller.
I think he looked at it and determined it by himself.
Pull up the photograph, Nick.
Because
do you
it's
have the ability?
pretty obvious.
Pull it up, Nick.
Yeah,
Pull
I'll
up,
get
look.
I'll get it.
I mean,
I'll
it's
get it.
really obvious. That
No, we have
it's-
to do this with this guy because this guy's full of shit. Like he really is. I thought you were not that
It's
ridiculous.
it's really obvious
Pull
that
up-
it's just
let's look
showing
at the
what the
photograph.
symbols mean.
Let's look at the photograph.
I'm getting it.
I mean, this fucking guys. What the hell's going on then? Look at Cryptid. You like
It's like I don't understand why you think this is such a big ass fucking deal. I mean,
because
even
I'm
people
talking
on
about
the
somebody's
left were like, "Oh, this
comprehension
is
of
what-"
reality. The critique though of
Yeah,
Biden
and what does that
both
have to do
that-
with this? And what does that have to do with anything else you've been saying about
because
him?
he's using that as a justification for like what many people would argue is extrajudicial and is like the line where the country's watching to see if he will actually cross that line that no president has that and just defy a court order, and it's based on this.
and he's not done any of that.
But that's
And he has there's no indication he
but this
will.
isn't.
How is he
that's-
going to do any of that?
Let me answer that because I'm not gonna let you move. I've learned how to do this with you. What we are talking about is his decision to do something that's potentially extrajudicial, which is like one of the first.
I've not
areas
heard
where-
anything from you except maybe, possibly he could. We think he might. I
What are you
mean,
I'm being definite to the point where I'm making him put the fucking picture. on
no,
the
you
screen.
literally
douchebag.
you literally
Pull up
just
the
said
picture. Pull up the picture.
you literally just
I
said
want us to think together
what's
about
stopping
this.
him from doing this, later. It's like I don't know.
No,
He's
that's not
doing
what
it
I
now?
said. That's not what I said. I said you were
did.
saying no. My point was that people are in this country. It is a news story in that this is the line where a lot of people fear that he will finally go extrajudicial. That's a news story that's being discussed. People that are Trump supporters are turning on people
They
like
are
Joe
not.
Rogan and people like that. They have critiqued this. So my
They are
point
not.
is that this is a big issue. This isn't one of those Trumpy things where you just brush off, oh, he said something stupid. I'm like, no, he's defending it on national
So
television.
what you're saying is, what if he does? What if he? What if he does actually break something?
No, that's not my point. You keep deflecting. My point
You
is
literally just said people are saying that they're worried that he might actually do something that is illegal.
No, I was using that to illustrate your previous question because you keep moving the goalposts, which is the significance of him looking at that picture. And you had brushed it off like, well, he's kind of old. And I'm like, well, hold on. He's justifying something that is a news story that's this big, that has caused people that are his supporters, prominent supporters, to turn on him. And he's basing it on the idea that this guy has MS-13 on his fingers. And I'm saying that is a big... That's the reason to talk about it in a way where it's not, oh, Trump.
Well, here's the thing. Yeah, maybe
then it's important to know whether or not he actually saw the picture or if he doesn't know what the truth is, because that kind of is something you'd want to know about the president.
No, maybe he thought, the whatever they put the MS-13 on his fingers, and he thought that was real, and he didn't know that it was just indicating what the symbols mean. But the guy still had MS-13 on his fingers.
Don't move the goalposts. That's a separate subject. Show him the photo.
Right. Well, so what I'm trying to understand is, why is this a big deal? He fucked up. So what? He thought it said MS-13.
Just explained it.
It literally does say MS-13. It's just in code. So what's the difference?
Now you're making
why is it now a problem that he might become start sending other people down to wherever, deporting other people, just because he thought the key to the actual symbols on the finger was actually written on his fingers.
I never expressed a viewpoint on that subject during this whole conversation.
No, that is true. You said other people did.
And I only said that to answer your question when you moved the goalpost earlier to be like, it is important that whether or not he understands what's on that guy's knuckles, because he's using it to justify something that maybe the first time he does something extrajudicial that even prominent supporters of his are saying is wrong. And I'm saying in that context, it is kind of important to be like, hey, like, does he know if it actually says MS-13 on someone's hand or not? That's an important thing to understand about the leader of the free world, is what I'm saying.
Yes, he does.
So now he does.
Well, yeah,
you said he didn't earlier. Okay.
No, because he was told that this says MS-13.
So he was told.
And he saw the writing on the knuckles, and he thought the MS-13. He didn't realize that was added in to just describe the symbols, which caught like a lot of people. Like the week before this, Nick and I were talking about a bunch of people who were like, oh, they obviously photoshopped that on his knuckles. Like, it cut a lot of people. And it was like, yeah, we did a whole show where Nick and I were like, hey, I think we're the only people that understood that this was just describing what the symbols mean. But the symbols are still there. It's still there. He's still MS-13. And you still, once again, said people are worried about what he might do.
You are literally looking at his fingers and seeing the marijuana leaf, which means M and all of that. And now you're a fucking FBI investigator and you're translating it.
I'm going by the people who said what it is.
The people that were in that meeting.
I don't know anything about
I don't know if you've ever seen Breaking Points. Emily Jashinsky. Emily Jashinsky, she's like the Republican counterpart to Ryan Grimm. She's an insider with these people, and she talked about the meeting where they were like discussing that, where they're like, should we put this on the hand because will people know that it's photoshopped on there or not? And this this was a discussion that they had, and then it turns out that the president like, I mean, come on.
As I said, a lot of people did, not just the president. But yeah, it was, as I said,
well, doesn't he have a
responsibility? I was not happy about that. No, I was not happy.
Does he have a responsibility to know if that's what Photoshop?
I don't know what the president's responsibility with gang chats are.
It's to know that.
Are you sure?
We're in the bare minimum.
I don't know anything about gang chats, and I've been around gangs.
Joe Biden is a walking corpse, and he would know that was photoshopped. Let's be honest.
Biden wouldn't even know that was a picture.
He would know that that's not. Joe Biden would know that. That should be
unlikely.
All right, guys, we're about to hit the 2-hour mark, so I'm gonna wrap this up.
All right.
Great. Is that okay? Great fucking time. We got an hour, Jake, and we got an hour of fucking politics. Couldn't ask for more.
Oh, no,
that was a good time. That was better than I was expecting.
Yeah,
I love talking to you.
Thanks. That was a lot of fun. No, I had a lot of fun.
I lost total control of my own show with that. All right.
I'm so sorry.
No,
Hey, I'm a
it was
co-host.
fun.
I'm here too.
Absolutely, yeah. I think we need Liquid. You got to bring in someone else. We can have a little fucking 2-on-2 fucking tag team or something.
I don't know. I like the 2-on-1.
We'll get
It's hot.
I'll see what.
Well, Nick,
Deuce
I
is
feel like
doing.
it's just me yelling, and then Nick just politely like waiting for me to shut up.
No, it's some of the
I'm
spice
sorry
that
if
we've
I-
been missing
No,
because I think
I
Nick
would
and I
know.
are a little too polite to each other
I'm
sometimes.
so
but
sorry if I.
we have a nah, dude. Are you kidding? That was fun.
Ava, come on, give me a
oh.
break. We talk to each other every fucking week. I'm sure. it was
If
nice
we're
to
all
talk
at a
to someone.
bar, this would be the exact same conversation.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And we'd be hammered, and it'd be fun.
But I'd be hanging out with you all night.
Oh, absolutely.
Cool. Yeah, I love you. Thank you for having me on. And but I am really sorry. It was just fun.
But no, don't be sorry.
No, don't be sorry.
I was joking.
It was
No,
fun. I was having a good
absolutely.
time.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay.
All right.
It's
so-
hard for me to know that because I can't see you.
You don't see the smile?
Well, sometimes no. Honestly, there's times where it's like I would say something, you would go quiet, but it defaults to a smile.
Yeah, the
and I'm like,
smile. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, it's because hold on. It's because
You
I
can
didn't know
change
what
it,
you're-
I think, right?
It's because honestly, I didn't know what you're talking about. I don't follow like a lot of that stuff. But if you want to,
I know it's hard to understand what I was talking about when you don't really know that much about things.
It is.
I don't really believe
There
that.
we go. The frown's back. You feel better? Put the frown back on.
I was seeing a frown even the whole time.
Oh, here we
But
go.
yeah, that was fun.
I got one for you.
Do you think Jake was okay with that?
Yeah.
Is that better?
absolutely. Jake was fine.
Oh, Jake was great.
Yeah, he's already
I-
messaged me a couple times since he's left. DM me.
Oh,
yeah.
you think I'd love to talk to him again? But-
Okay, we'll set
yeah.
it up. Or I'm sure he'd love to have you on, or we'll set it up here again, or whatever. We'll figure it out. Absolutely.
Sounds
And,
good. Thank you so much for having me on. You guys
no
are
problem.
awesome.
Yep.
Well,
Anytime.
thanks for coming on. Anytime. It was great.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you,
All right.
everyone. I'm just gonna
See
hit
you
end
later.
stream.
Yeah.
You may also like political stuff, Dabbleverse stuff, mumbling, pineapple stuff, dabbling, controversial stuff. Now I know y'all be loving this shit right here. NICK mumbling is right here. People in the house, put them hands in the air. Cause if you don't vote, then we don't care. 1, 2, 3 times 2 to the 6. Jonesing for your fix of that dabble politics mix. So where the fudge you at, punk? Shut the fudge up and back the fudge up while we fudge this track up. On your flags up, on your flags up, on your flags up, on your flags up, on your flags up. Hands toward in, now retort out. Hands up now, hands down. Back up, everyone's in full of ducks now. Republicans in now, Democrats out. Guns up now, hands down. Black up, tell me what you're gonna vote now. Dabbling, 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 dabbling. Keep dabbling, 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 dabbling. Come on. Keep dabbling, 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 dabbling. 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 You wanna mess with dabbling in politics? You can't mess with dabbling in politics. Listen, we debate it all every week Saturday night, and this YouTube thing right here. Yo, we're doing it all the time. So you better get some better views and get saved up all your time. So we got the gang set, so don't complain yet. 24/7, never begging for a rain check. Old school dabble is blasting out the political shit. The back and forth shit, put bounce in the dabble pit. On your flags up, on your flags up, on your flags up, on your flags up, on your flags up. Hands toward in, now retort out. Hands up now, hands down. Back up, tell me what you're doing, ducks now. Republicans in now, Democrats out. Guns up now, hands down. Black up, tell me what you're gonna vote now. Dabbling, 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 dabbling. Keep dabbling, 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 dabbling. Come on. Keep dabbling, 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 dabbling. dabbling, yeah.